The fundamentals of physical surveillance remain unchanged despite technological evolution. Careful distance, predictive positioning, the balance between observation and detection. Jensen's training evident in his movement through crowds, visible when needed, invisible when necessary. The human algorithm of pursuit functioning within Singapore's hyper-modern environment. Professional exchanges happen in compressed timeframes. Information density maximized, exposure minimized. The interaction complete before most observers would register its commencement. The physical transfer suggesting something requiring direct exchange rather than digital transmission. Either extremely sensitive intelligence or access mechanism requiring physical component. Surveillance requires constant strategic evaluation. The technical specialist diverted toward commercial district indicated operational timeline acceleration. Activity continuing, despite business hours conclusion. The pattern suggesting immediate deployment rather than planning phase. Chimera's evolutionary adaptation approaching implementation stage. Operational velocity dictates appropriate protocols. The specialist's night movement to secure facility indicated timeline compression beyond previous assessment. Jensen's transition from intelligence gathering to direct intervention representing tactical response to changed conditions. The convergence of planning and execution phases requiring immediate adaptation. The lesson of Istanbul applied through evolved methodology. No single defensive vector sufficient. No individual operator capable of comprehensive response. The integration of official, private sector, and shadow capabilities, providing multidimensional reaction to Chimera's distributed threat. The hunter's adaptation to quarry's evolution. Distributed threats periodically require convergence, physical consolidation for specific operational requirements. These moments of concentration represent both maximum danger and maximum vulnerability. The predator at full strength, but temporarily visible. The narrow tactical window requiring precise response. While Jensen tracked physical manifestation, Viper engaged the digital dimension. The lesson of Istanbul applied. Comprehensive response, requiring simultaneous action across all domains. The Security Operations Center implementing enhanced monitoring across specific sectors, identified through combined intelligence as Chimera's likely targets. Defense requires prediction, anticipating attack vectors based on observed patterns and strategic assessment. The microtransactions identified through Ibrahim's academic analysis had revealed potential targets through systematic testing. Now those same systems received enhanced protection. The defensive evolution responding directly to offensive adaptation. The modern battlefield exists primarily in digital space, physical infrastructure merely supporting computational conflict. Chimera's first movements registered as subtle probing operations, testing response times, identifying defensive adaptations, gauging resistances before committing to main thrust. The digital equivalent of reconnaissance by fire, physical intervention synchronized with digital defense. The lesson of Istanbul expressed through operational integration, neither domain sufficient in isolation. The tactical team moving with precision toward Chimera's temporary convergence point, while Viper coordinated digital countermeasures from Security Operations Center. Temporary convergence created both capability and vulnerability. Chimera's distributed nature periodically required physical consolidation for specific operations. The Predator's evolutionary adaptation, still constrained by technical requirements. This brief window of concentration providing tactical opportunity, if properly exploited. The most dangerous adversaries don't resist unexpected development. They incorporate and adapt. Katarina's response revealing Chimera's evolutionary advantage. The operational center not essential infrastructure, but temporary convergence, designed for disposability. The distributed architecture already redistributing functions, even as physical location was compromised. Dawn in Singapore. The financial systems functioning without visible disruption. The night's operation successful in tactical terms. Physical infrastructure compromised, key personnel identified, operational capabilities temporarily disrupted. Yet the strategic outcome remained uncertain. Chimera's distributed nature already adapting, evolving in response to intervention, the evolutionary pattern continuing. Istanbul represented revolutionary disruption, systemic challenge, forcing fundamental reform. Chimera represented the next adaptation, targeted exploitation of specific vulnerabilities for sustainable advantage. The predator evolving from dramatic confrontation to persistent parasitism. Less visible, more sustainable, potentially more damaging over time. Evolution rarely follows linear paths. Chimera's relationship to Istanbul, revealing more complex genealogy, not direct inheritance, but parallel development from shared conceptual foundation. The implications more concerning than simple replication. Evidence of broader evolutionary pattern developing across financial exploitation landscape. Multiple adaptations emerging simultaneously from changed environmental conditions. Intervention creates pressure, which drives further adaptation. Singapore represented not conclusion, but evolutionary catalyst. Chimera now accelerating development in response to partial exposure. The next iteration already in progress, incorporating lessons from both success and compromise. Evolution continuing, not despite intervention, but because of it. What began in Istanbul continued its transformation through Zurich, Tokyo, and now Singapore. Not a single crisis, but ongoing evolution. Threat and response, exploitation and security, perpetually adapting to each other's development. The next iteration already forming in the architecture of what would come. The destination visible, but outcome uncertain. The code that started everything now generating endless variations, each more sophisticated than the last.